Hello, fellow chalking friends. Mika Maria, your independent Chalk Couture designer. Happy, oh my goodness, what day of the week is it today? It's getting so hard to keep track as this summer is going on and on, isn't it, ladies? Oh my. My. Hello, Mr. Jacob. Hello, Debbie. Hey, Maddie. I suppose it would help if you weren't just staring. Sorry, I'm hitting the wrong buttons and I'm a hot mess today. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Oh my goodness, the whole gang is here tonight, right out of the gate. Hey, Verge. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Teresa. Mr. Jacob is here. Debbie, Maddie. Oh my gosh. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Chalkin' Party. We are continuing, got all these volumes turned off. We are continuing another welcome sign tonight. I was so happy. Cheryl, thank you, Cheryl, for giving me that idea of putting that little pop of color on the one that we made last night. I sealed that bad boy several times today so he can go outside and be happy out in the weather. And he looks amazing. So thank you. So hopefully we're going to have a repeat performance this evening as we make a really cute enamel welcome sign today, because this would naturally be acceptable to go outside, although I will seal the chalk over it so that the chalk can go outside. Uh-oh, Mr. Jacob, he needs some chalk therapy today. Has been rough. Oh, Jacob, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, you know, Jacob, when I'm having a lousy day, chalk totally is great therapy. I am so glad you could help too, Cheryl, because I gotta say, I really like it. It was a great idea. So, what the heck am I talking about? I am talking about Chalk Couture, which is an amazing company. Amazing. It has brought such joy to my life and all of the people around me. You poor people that get, subjected to watching me on a daily basis as I go on this amazing Chalk Couture journey. My poor husband and children that listen to me talk about chalk incessantly. But what is Chalk Couture? Well, Chalk Couture, push the button, Maria. Oh, there you go. We are chalking the halls, walls, accents, and accessories of homes all across America and Canada. We were created to be designed, loved, and repeated for every season and any reason. We bring easy, high-end DIY home decor directly to you by offering reusable adhesive silkscreen transfers, Chalkology paste, couture ink, surfaces you can create on, the accessories you need to make chalking super fun and super stress-free. Stress-free because it washes off. It's chalk, people. This is not, solving world hunger. It's chalk. But it's fun. It's tons of fun, and it's great therapy, Mr. Jacob. So I'm hoping that we can, lift your spirits here a little bit today, because that's what we like to do as a group, right? We're our own cute little family here. Hey, Carol. Oh, softball must be over. Did she win? Gotta know. Did Caroline win? Thank you all for sharing my video as you're all hitting that button. I appreciate it greatly when you do that, so thank you. I can see that you are doing that, so 5 million more times thank you. It does help me greatly when you do that, so I appreciate it. So, let's get to chalking, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta stop saying ladies now. Mr. Jacob, you're kind of showing up on a regular basis. Hello there, baby mama. I just left you, baby mama. You should be in bed or something, putting kids to bed. But anyway, we're making a cute little welcome sign. So what I have here is just a metal enamel board. Has a, little hanger. I'll probably put some cute little ribbon on it, depending on how it turns out. But what I want to do to this board is I'm going to put welcome in the middle of it, 2 sprigs of green with some flowers in it, 2 sprigs of green with some flowers in it. And, oh, she won. Oh, awesome. Good job, Caroline. Way to win a softball game. My husband is not home yet. He coaches my daughter's softball team. And this was their second to last game. They're almost done, so I can't wait to hear if they won or not. My daughter, however, is not there because she's at camp. Okay, so I'm going to actually combine a couple of different transfers just because I was looking for a little bit of variety. And I'm kind of making up my own sign in my head, which is one of the amazing things that this product does, is it allows you complete creativity to take different pieces and elements from different transfers and combine them into one beautiful design. You don't have to use them the way that they're designed to be made to use. You can totally get creative with it. So, like, this is a great example I'll give you. You guys have seen those cute and adorable little nutcracker guys that are out in the new catalog. Well, another designer, she turned around and she made that cute little nutcracker. She used the pieces to turn him into Frankenstein for Halloween. So with a little imagination and a little creativity, you can totally take these transfers and make them something totally out there that you never thought would be something that they would be used for. So the transfer that we're going to use this evening, one of them, is Sweet Spring. Sweet Spring had lots of pieces to it. In fact, this is not even all of them. There's more to them, more doohickeys that we've never used to it. But Sweet Spring was is a Chalk Couture transfer. And, don't mind me, my bathrobe is wrapped all around me. This is the way it was designed, one of the ways it was designed to be made, where it has the flower and the sprigs. And Chalk Couture is a monthly subscription where you get a B-size transfer, 3 paste packets every month delivered to your door for $19.99. And it's typically a seasonal or home decor piece. Sometimes it's whimsical. Sometimes they're all different, and it's kind of fun because it's a surprise and you never know what you're going to get, which is kind of the mystery of it. But it ships once a month, and this was one of those transfers, is our Sweet Spring. And obviously it came out at the beginning of spring. And this sweet and adorable little sign was what we made with it. So I'm kind of doing something very similar to this, only not so rounded and probably not with all these flowers. So I'm copying something. I find inspiration everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if I can actually admit this out loud. So I stalk people's houses. I know, it's just a shocking surprise that Maria has stalking tendencies. It's not a stalking. Okay, so I drive my kid, one of them, I shouldn't call him, my amazing son, I take to basketball camp every day for an hour. I know, it's crazy, but it's the best thing ever. So he goes to basketball camp every day, and we drive the same route, and it's the route to our high school every single day. And there's this house on the route that has the most beautiful welcome sign next to the door. And I'm like, every day I drive by it, I'm like, I could make that. I could recreate that. I totally think I could do that. So, okay, if the people wouldn't think I was totally stalkish, I'd take a picture of it for you tomorrow when I drive them to camp. So you could tell me if I nailed it or failed it. But, ooh, this is really sticky. You know, so when you see something and it inspires you, you can create it with this product, which is kind of fun. So I'm just kind of lining up where our little sprig guys are going to go. And I should probably do the top ones first, right? So this one has a top one, and it only has one flower in the middle. And I'm probably going to need to do more than one flower just because I don't know, I don't have a flower big enough, I don't think, to fill our space. And then we're going to put welcome in the middle and some flowers. And then we're going to do the same exact thing on the bottom. A little worried that it's a lot of flowers because, you know, not really a flower girl, but it could be super cool. We're going to find out. And you know what? We're not solving world hunger. If we don't like it, we wash it off. It's chalk, people. It's not a lifelong commitment. It can be if you want it to be and if you're in love with it, but it doesn't have to be. So we're going to need to come up with some colors, and I thought this one should be a little more bright and cheery than the one we did yesterday. The one we did yesterday I thought was stunningly beautiful because that transfer, the modern floral transfer, is just so striking when you make it because there's such amazing detail in that transfer. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the picture I posted yesterday, which is a round circle board with the modern flower and welcome in the middle of it in maroon. That's the modern floral transfer, and it's just hands down a stunning transfer when it's made. But we did do it in more muted tones on a brown stained board. So it is, you know, kind of more laid back. It's not like a welcome in your face, right? It's just kind of, hello, come to my door casually. This is going to be more cheery and happy and like, ring my doorbell, please. I've had caffeine, can you tell? Cassidy, I stopped on my way home from your house. And I was very naughty. And look how much of it's gone. Oh, I'm not supposed to have caffeine. It's bad. Caffeine is bad. All right, so I have like every green color in front of us. This is the new Such Pretty Sage color. Oh, this is a gorgeous color. But this is how many green choices we have. I mean, isn't that crazy? Look at, I mean, oh, you can't even see them all because I'm up in the corner. But look at how many green options we have. So, and I don't even have them all because my new ones aren't even here yet. So it's a lot of choices. So kiwi, or this is lime green. Lime green is way too lime green. It's really a very fantastic Halloween color. Green Envy is kind of your normal, which is probably what we'll go with. It's just kind of a normal, pretty, it's not Kelly green. Parakeet is always bright and cheery, but Parakeet is kind of springy. Garden Herb is definitely a darker green, so we're going to skip that. And Honeydew is kind of a yellow green. Oh, and we didn't even pull out Eucalyptus. So I think we should go with one of these. I think we're going to start with Green Envy. We might change our mind. And then for our flowers, I thought again, the house that we're going for, it's white siding with kind of a maroon. You know, what's that called? You know, the thing around the windows. Fascia. No, that's not fascia. I don't know. Edging. It's got, you know, the edging is red, like a maroon red. So we could stick kind of with the pinks and the greens and, you know, kind of, we could bring Wildberry out to play. But, you know, just a couple little flowers. We don't want to make it too bright. We want it to be welcoming and cheery, like, oh, please ring my doorbell. I'm such a happy person in the house. Come visit me. Ooh, we could use our new Pretty Marvelous, which is a beautiful new kind of deeper pink color. It's kind of more mauve. This is a really pretty color. We could do that. Get rid of Peachy Keen. Then we could really stick, oh, Verge, you and your Wildberry. Okay, we'll stick a little Wildberry in there. Let's do it, some pinks and Wildberries and green. So I think this is the color palette we're gonna go with. And then we'll make our welcome a more traditional color. So we'll probably do either Storm or Black for our actual welcome, I think. We could go navy, because, you know, I'm still on my navy obsession. But we'll come back to what color we're going to make the welcome. But I think we really kind of have to start with the flowers and kind of setting it up for how we're going to situate it. Now, lots of flower choices. So these are the flowers that came with Sweet Spring. This is a very old transfer, and it is retired, and I do apologize. I try not to show you retired transfers. But you know how we talk about those transfers that have the 12 pieces? Last year we had a 12 pieces one that was 12 flowers, individual flowers, and that's what this one is. And what's nice about this one is it does give you some variety of some bigger piece flowers that we can kind of stick in there. We have lots of transfers that have flowers attached to them. So I always say when you're looking at a transfer, look at the doohickey pieces that come with it so that you kind of get ideas of other uses for them. I mean, we could stick some other greens in there, but we're going to kind of stick to some basics. Just a couple flowers. All right, so I'm going to stir up our Green Envy. Yep, this is Green Envy. And get her all ready to go. So this is a very pretty, it's not Kelly green, but it's not like chartreuse or pea green either. Oops, and it was dry, so I have chalk. So when you go to chalk on enamel, you do want, ooh, Carol, that's a good idea. We could put Wildberry in the middle of the, see, you ladies have such good ideas. And gentlemen, sorry, Jacob. Okay, so I'm gonna, our Green Envy needs a drink. So I'm just gonna spray a little bit of water in it. When you open up your chalk, you want it to be yogurt sour cream like consistency. So not super runny, but not like, you know, paste either. I'm going to add a little more water to them. I had a lady the other day that she said if you hold up your stir stick, it should fall off of it, and I don't know if I always agree with that. I don't think it has to be. It kind of depends sometimes on how much paste you're using, you know, because how much liquid you put in it also depends on how quickly it dries out when you're making a project. Okay, so this is good. So we've got Green Envy ready to go. So when you're going to do floral arranging, you start with your kind of leafy pieces, and then you fill it in, because we can go over this. So the example I'll give you is this one that we made. Oh look, I didn't see even a welcome sign. I didn't even realize that. We made this one a while back. And you just kind of, you start with your leaves, and then you piece your flowers in over that. So this might be actually perfect for what we're trying to do. So maybe we'll recreate this a little bit. And for this one, what we did was we took some greens and we kind of hot messed them together to get a, you know, so it wasn't just green, which we could do that again. That's not a bad idea. Let's do that. Let's put Green Envy and our new Sage, which look at how pretty of a color this is. This is, I feel, a more traditional, what's the name I'm looking for? This is the green I love so much that like it. My laundry room is this color. There's a name for it, and it's totally escaping me. So we're just gonna go with Sage. Hence the name of the color, right? Okay, so I'm just stirring them up, and we are gonna hot mess them, but intentionally hot mess them. We're going to put the darker color along the center of our leaf, and it'll come out and get lighter as we go. But when I do my spacing, because you know I'm an eyeballer, I'm not a measurer, I can tell I have more space over here than I have over here. Because this is enamel, you do want to be really careful with your transfers because it will stick to here like glue. I mean, it's like it gets suction cupped down because it sticks so well. So you do want to be careful when you go to pull your transfers off that you're not pulling too hard because you'll hurt your transfers. So I'm just working on my angle. Okay, I think that angle's okay. And then we're gonna fill it in with some really pretty different colored flowers. And I like that idea, Carol. I think we'll put the wild berry in the middle of the flowers and then, you know, kind of stay with the, where it's not just one solid color. Okay, so we're gonna start with our leafy guys. So what I do, hey Linda, welcome. Linda Squared's here. Welcome, Linda. I don't think Linda's here yet. So I'm gonna take my stir stick. I dip it in, and I'm just gonna just put a little bit of paste right down the middle. I don't need a lot of paste. And what I use, I cannot put back in my container because I am gonna mix it with the sage color, which will in turn create its own color. So I can't put it back in there. So I don't want to use a ton of paste because I will waste it. Okay, so I'm just kind of dabbing it right on because I want it to go darker to lighter. Hey Kim, welcome to our talking party, Kim. Hey Terry, welcome everybody. We're making yet another welcome sign. Because, you know, go big or go home, ladies. You can't just make one, right? It's kind of, I've decided it's welcome home week. Maybe because I want my daughter to come home from camp. She needs to come home. We miss her. All right, so what I'm going to do now is a very intentional hot mess. And I'm going to take my finger. I'm going to put a little bit of water right on my glass table. I take my finger. I just stick it in there. I don't want my finger like dripping wet, but I just want it a little bit damp. And I'm going to start in the middle because I want the green, the dark green, and then I'm going to go out. And it will give my leaves a variegated look. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, but when oh, the other Linda's here. Linda's here too. Linda Squared and Linda's here. Okay, so I'm going to, again, do the same thing on the other side. So I keep Now there's much less dark green on this side, so I'm going to try to, it's probably too late to add it, but I'm going to try. So sometimes when you do these techniques, you don't get the same color variation. You just got to be prepared for that. Okay, so I've just covered up all my silk screen, and now I just squeegee it off. Just like you would normally, except I can't put this back in my container. So I just wipe it right into a wipe, which usually, you know, this really should be called the hot mess technique, not just because the technique on the board, but also because Maria ends up a hot mess when we're done. Okay, again, I'm pulling carefully because it's enamel. We're going to use them again right down here, so I'm just going to stick them right on because we're going to do up and down, and then we're going to put welcome in the middle. Again, pulling, making sure that I'm pulling from the middle. I'm not pulling diagonally, because if I pull diagonally, then I will stretch my transfer, and I don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm just kind of lining them up and down. I need to wash my messy fingers up. Hey, Martina from California, you've been not watching us lately. Where you been? You think you got a 2-hour time difference in California and you don't have to watch us. Like you have a life. She's my cousin. I get to pick on her because she's my cousin. All right, so I am pushing them down. We're going to do the same exact thing where I'm going to take my darker color and I'm going to go right down the middle with my darker color. And then we're going to put the lighter color on the edges and then blend them together, which will give me that variegated leaf look. And when I'm done with this one, I'll hold it up so that you can see it. Now this one has way more dark green on this side, so I am actually going to try to take some of that off because that's a lot of dark green. You know, I go from one extreme to the other, right? Too much, not enough. Too much, not enough. It's just kind of the story of my life. So now I take my lighter green on my edges and I just get that so that that will create the variegated look. And then I'm going to do the same exact thing on the other side. I should have really done these one at a time. Not sure what I was thinking in that, but I wasn't, so I didn't. Okay, same thing. Take my little bit of water, get my finger damp. Start in the middle so that I get that good green down first and then blend them. Same thing over here. Start in the middle. So I'm pushing that dark green through and then blending the lighter color into it. Okay, squeegee it right off. Get all my excess back off. Again, don't put it back in your container because you'll get a whole new pretty color in your container. Trust me, I've done it, as I'm sure you can all imagine I've done it. Okay, so make sure you're smoothed out, you have no lines. And again, making a mess out of yourself. This is one of those that you really have to make sure you have lots of wipes or something to wash your fingers in, because this is like finger painting. It's not just for children anymore. Okay, so I'm slowly pulling. I'm pulling straight up and down. I'm not pulling it flat. I pull it straight up and down because then my transfer will not curl when I'm all done, which is just, again, better for your transfer to not curl, plus it's much easier to store it. So you just pull it straight up and down. Don't pull at an angle. Just go straight up and down. Okay, so there's some really pretty variegated leaves. I got a little bit off my transfer, so I'm just going to wipe that off. Again, that's the beauty of chalk. You don't have to be precise. You don't have to be perfect. Oh, Terry's late to the party. You're not late to the party, Terry. We just started. We're making yet another welcome sign. Because we're copying a sign at a house that I stalk. I shouldn't say that. I don't stalk the house. I just love the sign. So every time I drive by this house, I'm always like, oh, that's such a pretty welcome sign. That's such a pretty welcome sign. Okay, so see how you can see our variegated leaves and our different colors in them? Look how pretty that looks. Where's that one? I don't have very good lighting tonight. I'm sorry, I don't know why. Whoop, hello, wrong direction. So you can see the line directly down the middle of the darker green and then the lighter green on the outside. It just kind of gives you So they're not so, you know, boring, striking green. All right, so I can put my greens away because we're done with green. How I store my paste is I go right around the edges with my stir stick or my multi-purpose tool. I could do this with my multi-purpose tool because it's what it's designed to do. It has, I'll show you here, tap my excess. Don't do this over your project like I'm doing because I'm dumb. But your multi-purpose tool has this hook to it, and that hook is designed, it goes right around that edge of the lip of the container. I store, and again, don't do this over your project, I store my pastes. I just give them a little drink of water on the top of them, and it helps keep them moist and helps them from drying out. It also keeps them the consistency that you want them to be when it's time to use them. So it's just one of those little tricks I do. Hey Clarissa, welcome! Oh my gosh, Clarissa, you make some beautiful things, my dear. Beautiful things. All right, so I'm going to close up my sage. So the sign that I'm trying to copy is, you know, and I will try to take a picture of it tomorrow and post it so that you can see, and then you can tell me if I nailed it or if I failed it. But so it's on the house. It's the circle one. So again, I'm already off the path because this isn't circle. And the other thing is it's a black. The surface is black. And then the welcome is white, and then it has the flowers on it. So I'm really trying to copy the idea of the sign, but not necessarily the exact colors of the sign. Okay, so I have my doohickeys. My greenery is ready, and now we can start layering in our flowers. So again, because this is enamel, we really want to make sure that we fuzz the heck out of our flowers and our transfers, because it will stick like you have never seen sticking before. And it doesn't even matter how old your transfer is. It's like putting your transfers on glass, so you have the same issue when you put them on glass. So I think for our middle flower, I want to do kind of a bigger one that's kind of pretty. Yeah, they're all pretty. Now where's my fuzzing towel? Clarissa, you really are crazy talented. So ladies and gentlemen, because Jacob's here. Well, there's more than just Jacob here, but hello, Jacob. Clarissa, if you're ever looking to watch another designer, Clarissa does an amazing tie. Do you have dry greenery? What do you mean, Verge? Like fake greens? Yeah. You know, like fake flowers? Is that what you mean by dry, Verge? I'm trying to catch up on your creativity. Oh, Clarissa, you beat me. All right, so I'm going to stick my flower right in the middle. Okay, and we're going to take Carol's idea, and we're going to put wild berry in the middle of this one. So we're going to fill it with wild berry, and then we're going to do a darker pink on the outside. And should we try our new, ooh, look, is this not a marriage made in heaven? Oh, this is the new Marvelous. Wild berry meets Marvelous. Woo, let's do that. Oh my gosh, that would be so much fun. Let's put Wild berry and Marvelous together. No, did you dry, oh, thank you, Verge. I did not dry my chalk. Thank you, Verge. But I didn't because it dried all on its own. Will you be using the shades of pink above your surface? Yes, Clarissa, I am using. We're going to do a bunch of different pink-ish flowers, and then we're going to put welcome in the middle of our little. So we're going to have 2 sprigs of flowers, and then we're putting welcome right in the middle. That's what our look is, what we're going for, Clarissa. And we're going to do a couple of different variations in our, oh, look, it's got, I'm telling you, it's like opening up the peanut butter for the first time. It doesn't have that whole smooth top like our peanut butter has, but it's like the new car smell. It's just got the new chalk. All the possibilities, ladies, are endless with these fun things, aren't they? Oh, this is a beautiful color. Holy cow. Oh, I'm in love. We might have a new fave. Since, you know, our current fave, our friend Wild Berry, is retiring. We might have to, you know, we got to venture. This is Wild Berry, right? Yes, it is. Okay. Red raspberry and Wild Berry are very close to each other. Okay, so we're going to do Carol's idea. I'm just going to put a little dabardouille of wild berry in the middle of my flower, and then I'm going to go Marvelous all around. Now, I'm probably going to more ombre this than hot mess this, similar to the leaves that we did. And because we variegated our leaves, I don't really want to variegate all of the flowers. You can if she wants to rush in making a project with hairdryer, or she can let them dry. Yes, Clarissa, exactly. So Verge, it dried all by itself. I didn't need to dry it because I was yapping at you too much, Verge. Okay, so I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to really make sure that that center of the wild berry is down through the screen. That will stop it from mixing. So it will truly be wild berry in the middle. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pink and kind of bring that wild berry out into it. So we'll have some wild berry, but mostly marvelous. Okay, so I'm just swirling it around, making a mess with my finger, and then I'm just going to squeegee it off. Again, I can't put it back in my container because it's a new, even prettier color. Ooh, that is a pretty color. Holy cow. These two colors together make nice colors. Okay, so again, started in my corner. Don't pull from my corner because I will stretch my transfer if I do that. Ooh, this guy's really stuck. I didn't fuzz him. That's why I forgot to fuzz him. Darn it all. See? Learn from my mistakes. Fuzz, ladies, fuzz. Okay, so I'm pulling him carefully off. Ooh, that's pretty. And I think the two should match, don't you? Because we kind of matched the flowers. So this is kind of a really pretty center. I am going to dry it. It'll be easier for you to see it if I dry it. So this one, Verge, I'm drying because it didn't just sit. It loses the shine when you dry it, so it's easier for you to see it. So this is our pretty little pink flower. Okay, now we're going to do the same exact thing up on top. And then we're going to fill it in. So, but I want to move the flower a little bit. I want it to be matchy-matchy, but I don't want it to be matchy-matchy. That makes sense, right? I want it to be matchy-matchy, but not matchy-matchy. Sometimes you gotta wonder about me, ladies, because I've had caffeine today. Ooh, I do too, Carol. I think that was a good idea with wild berry in the middle. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same exact thing up here. Only this time I'm gonna be smart and I'm gonna use a stir stick instead of my finger. Excuse me. And now I'm going to take my Marvelous and go around it. Now I could squeegee it instead of swirling it with my finger. I just think you get better blending sometimes when you use your finger. And sometimes it's just fun to get dirty, right? Okay, so I know I've got my wild berry. So now I just start going out. And that mixes them together. Gets that wild berry out into the color. And I just swirl away. This is definitely a project where you need something wet next to you. Okay, so I'm going to squeegee away. Again, get all my excess off. Again, I hold my squeegee. I've got my fingers way down towards the bottom of it. That's what helps give me that resistance that I'm looking for. It just makes squeegeeing that much easier when you are squeegeeing. Okay, start in my corner, but don't pull it diagonally. And I'm not going to put him in our water bath yet. We might need him again. I'm going to dry it, and I will show him to you. I like the angle of this one better than I like the angle of the other one. So sometimes you have to think about, and I didn't do that when I set the first flower down. So see, you can see the difference in this flower's more up and down and this flower's more this way. But see how pretty this, let me get you a good angle. With the light. That's probably the best I can do. that is that bad boy, and this is this guy. So they just kind of angle a little bit differently, which is okay because I don't want them to be matchy-matchy, but not matchy-matchy, right? So now we need to fill her in. So I'm going to put your tops of your paste on top of your, I just set them right on top and kind of lean them. Finger painting is so fun, any opportunity. I agree, Clarissa. Any opportunity you can to, you know, create and get dirty and have fun is just the name of the game, right? Okay, so now I want to put some other flowers in here. And I'm kind of thinking they should be smaller, but maybe not. So let's see what our other choices are. Again, we don't want them to be all matchy. We could go with this guy. He's kind of more sunflowery. Then there's this guy. He's kind of more this guy has some really nice detail to him. We could try that one. Let's try this one. Let's set him down and oops. He brought a friend along. Look, look, it's the Linda squared. They're stuck together. We could do both of them. Kind of go like that. And then fill them in with a couple, either leaves. We could do fill them in with either leaves or fill them in with little flowers. But I did not fuzz these. And because now there's chalk down, I definitely need to fuzz them. Otherwise, what happens is I risk them pulling the paste right off of the enamel. So, carefully, you stuck already. All right, so fuzzing. Fuzzing is a fancy word for get some lint on it. So you can use your t-shirt to towel, your blue jeans. I find blue jeans actually work very well. Or you can use your beautiful, now mine's a little dirty, he needs a bath, but your beautiful Chalk Couture fuzzing cloth, which is amazing because he's the right size for most of our transfers. So it's like everything that I talk about. You know, it's, can you use things you have? Most definitely. But sometimes when you have the right tool, it makes the job a little easier. It's just a little more easy. So again, as you notice, I am fuzzing the heck out of these guys because I'm putting them over enamel and I'm putting them over paste. So I really want to make sure that they're not as sticky as a brand new transfer. Okay, so I'm going to stick him in. Again, I want to pay attention this time better than I did the last time of being conscious of how he sits. You know, where the angles, because they're not perfect circles, right? You want to make sure you have the angles the way you want them. Okay, so these guys, we could continue with our kind of mixture of colors. I have Peony out, which is a much brighter bubblegummy pink. And I have Cherry Blossom. Cherry Blossom is another retiree, which is a very pretty, very, very pretty pale, pale pink. Beautiful color. So I think, and we could just simply go Marvelous as well. So we could kind of, or we could go totally opposite and do different colors. But we kind of were sticking with the pinks. Again, this house is maroon though. It's not really pink. So maybe we should put a little less pinky, maybe a little more peachy. Do a little more peachy keen. This is another pretty, really pretty color, but it's a little, obviously it's a little more peachy. We could do some of these. So this house has white siding and a little bit of maroon trim. We could pull out Raspberry Sorbet as well. Raspberry Sorbet is very similar to Wild Berry, but more pink than purple. But does that really go with maroon? Because I would tell you this is really the color of our siding. No. Nope. But neither does Wild Berry. Color choices, ladies. Oh, and in the meantime, while we think about this, I'm gonna give Peachy Keen needs a drink. So, I don't want to use guava. Guava's too orange. But guava's a beautiful color. think we're gonna do Peachy Keen and Marvelous on one. That'll give it a little bit of orange tint to the pink. And I'll do these two together on one. And then maybe we'll go Cherry Blossom in the middle and Wild Berry on the outside. No, we don't want to do that. We could flip to a purple and add a purple color in. But I think our super bubblegum pink, which is peony, has got to go. It's too bright pink for our maroon. Maybe? Cheryl! Cheryl! Cheryl's our go-to color. Oh, we could do coral. Could add a coral in. That kind of gets us more in the... We could do that. We could do a... Ooh, wow. Is this coral? Yeah. Ooh, he really needs a drink. We haven't used this one in a while. We could go coral and pink on one. Peachy Keen and... Okay. I'm being indecisive. I apologize. I try not to be indecisive. We could throw in a yellow. We could throw a little buttermilk in. I know, Cheryl, right? We could throw a little yellow in. Just to totally throw things off. Why not, right? Oh, yeah, we could totally throw things off here. Well, you know what? We're going to do we'll do a solid cherry blossom. What about purple? Yeah, we could do, oh, fig. Oh, there we go. See, Cheryl? I'm telling ya. Cheryl, you should be a designer. Okay, so what about, oh yeah, fig needs to come out and play. Oh my goodness, yes he does. Or yellow, that was my other option. All right, I think we do these guys together. Only we're gonna do the opposite. We're gonna do the lighter to the darker on this one. We're just going for it, right? I've been too indecisive here. I broke a cardinal rule. I put paste down when I don't have all my paste open, stirred, and ready to go. Oh, and this one needs a drink, and I have paste on my board. Don't ever do this, right? You always have your paste open and ready to go before you start. Because once you have paste down, you start the drying process. Okay. Ooh, this might be too dark. Just putting down my fig. Okay. And instead of doing the circular motion, I am truly just going to squeegee him this time. Okay, and then I'm just going to go straight across. And that's going to give me my less, probably be more defined. We're going to see. Okay. Again, cannot put that back in. I am living right on the edge tonight, Cheryl. You're right. Okay, this guy is super stuck. So I'm carefully pulling him off. Oops. All right, well, he totally took over. He totally hid the other color when I went over it, which is okay. Still looks nice. Okay, so I'll show you it. I don't know if you're gonna like it. It's very dark, but it's not a bad dark, and it's way more purple in person than you see. And apparently I got him wet. Another cardinal rule: don't fix your project until it's dry. We may. We're going to lay it down. We're going to dry him off. I'm going to get him good and dry. And then I'm going to lay the transfer back down, and I'm going to put a little pink in the middle. But I really want him to be dry because at that point I'm layering 3 colors on top of each other. So we're going to let him sit before we do that. Okay, and in the meantime we're going to do this guy. But we need to get this guy all ready. Okay, so now this is Cherry Blossom. which is a beautiful pale pink. And this guy, we'll hot mess this guy more. Oops, don't do that. Okay. Try to pay attention, Maria, to your surface. We're just going to do too late. We're going to do a couple different. We're going to do a little. So I've got Marvelous, I've got Cherry Blossom, and I'm going to just stick a couple little dabs of Peachy Keenan to lighten it up. Not too many. But that will give our flower a completely different look. So he's not all one color, he's not matchy-matchy. Alright, let's squeegee away and see what happens with this bad boy. You want to stay on your transfer when you're doing this because the other flowers are right there. So if I go off my transfer now, I'm going to get my paste on the other flowers, and then I'd have to wash those flowers off to fix it. Okay, take my excess and wipe it down. Okay, peel this bad boy off carefully and slowly because he's over other flowers and we don't want to pull the paste off. Not in love. Let's see. He's pretty. He's variegated and he's gorgeous. He's too light. I'll show him to you. Oh, he's getting better now that he's darkening up. I mean, he's not horrible. So see, he's got some really nice variegation to him, some really nice color variances. It's not horrible. But we need to do, this guy needs to be lightened up. So how are we going? We're going to do that. We are going to lay the transfer down. The question is, which direction was he in? Here we go. Thinking this was the way he was. Yep. Okay, so you line him up and it's like bringing your camera into focus when you do this. It's not hard to do. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a teeny tiny bit of Cherry Blossom and stick that right in the middle of him, and that is a teeny tiny bit. And then I'm going to take a teeny tiny bit of Marvelous and go around it. Okay, just like that. I'm going to take my finger and smoosh it. Okay. And then I'm going to carefully pull him off. And now he's much better. So now the center of him, I'll show you him up close. So now his center is lighter. Oops, sorry. So he's not so just this dark, dark purple flower. He has some dimension to him now. Whew, okay, now we have to repeat what we just did up there. Because, you know, why not, right? We should just repeat the whole process at the top now. Holy cow, how the heck are we going to do that? Go big or go home, ladies. Okay, so this is what I think we should do. I need your vote. I would put the purple flower over here and the pinky flower over here, so they were opposite. But should they truly be, you know, purple, purple, pink, pink? What do you think? Should I put purple here and pink here? And then we've got our big old welcome in the middle. This is going to be pretty when it's done. ever get that far. Probably, right? I guess we should stick them together. All right. Unless you guys vote, I'm going to stick them together. Unless you vote differently. And again, I'm going to pay attention as I lay them down so that they do what I want them to do. Place how you said Cheryl says opposite. Verge says right reverse. Okay, so reverse them. Lisa says swap purple to opposite side on top. Okay. Thank you, ladies. That was my original. Wow, everybody. Okay. You guys are in sync tonight. Okay, so I am sticking them down. Now this guy I really should wash, probably because he's got several layers of paste on him at this point. But go big or go home. That's my motto these days. I've been to Texas. Once you go to Texas, it's big or go home, right? Okay, so I got them down. They are slightly touching each other, which is what I wanted them to do. We're going to try to do this way the first time. This time. And I'm going to stick my little tiny bit of peachy keen in the middle. And then I think I did Marvelous, right? Only I just did way more peachy keen than I did on the bottom one, but that's okay. They can be matchy-matchy, but they don't have to be perfectly matchy-matchy, right? And then I'm going to go with my fig, which really, my problem with my fig is too thick. I need to add water to my fig. Okay, so I'm going to smoosh it down again. Get that in there. And then I'm going to squeegee my fig. Without going over it. By not going over it, then I don't necessarily mix them together. I do have to push hard this time because there's so many layers of paste on this transfer. Okay. So just pushing him hard down, making sure my silk screen is covered. My paste is dry. I should have added water. So we'll see how well he turns out. Turned out okay. Alright. So you turned out better this time with the variation in color versus just being a big old purple blob. Now we gotta do the same thing on the opposite side, only this one we did Cherry Blossom, Marvelous, and Peachy Keen, right? Wait, we just did Hot Mess. Don't do that. Be careful, Maria. I'm gonna stick my colors where I don't want them. So we could, now that we're talking about colors, we were gonna decide what color to make our welcome. We could totally make our welcome fig, the dark purple. That would work pretty well too, now that we've got the dark purple. But he really needs a drink, so I'm gonna add some water to him so if we use him again, I don't forget. Okay, so now I'm gonna add my little bit of Peachy Keen to our pretty little flower. And then we need our Marvelous. Marvelous is, I think, going to be a great color for in the fall because it's just that slightly darker pink. Okay, so again, I'm just dotting it all over. So this is a true hot mess where you just dot the colors all over, and now I'm going to squeegee them together. And that just kind of gives you some really nice color variations, but completely unintentional. They just kind of go wherever you squeegee them. Okay. Cheryl says, I was going to suggest black, but fig would definitely work for the welcome. So I'm carefully pulling it off again. Starting it in the corner, but not pulling it diagonally. I like this one better because he has more of the darker color in him. Where this one is way more light, but not terrible, you know, not like, oh my gosh, that one's so much more light, but okay, so I got off my transfer a little bit. So I'm going to clean them up. I'm going to dry them and then I'll show them to you. My thick one is already dry because that paste was way too dry. Okay. So here is our variegated, our hot mess flour, and then our other two. Now we could, I seem to have things everywhere. We could stick some more green guys in here. We could put some little flowers in there. Or we could just stick our welcome in the middle. So I think, I mean, he's cute the way he is. Do you think he needs some filler? Like maybe just a couple little green leaves coming out? Or do you think the flower in the flower is okay? Ooh. Yep. I think we should stick some, so we could oh wow, this welcome is sticky, holy cow. So I'm gonna pull out the old bathrobe that's wrapped around me because my fuzzing towel is out of fuzz. That's how you know it's time for him to get a bath. He's out of fuzz. I have fuzzed the heck out of him. Time for him to get a bath. So I'm pulling, getting my fuzz on, and I'm just picking up the lint, making him not so sticky. He's still super sticky though. I want to clean up my board because I want my welcome to have a smooth, clean base. Do need to dry it. The baby wipes have something in them and it kind of leaves a film. So I do, when I use the baby wipes, I do dry. Not so much with the disinfectant wipes, but definitely with the baby wipes. Wow, this guy is really sticky. So I'm reverting to my t-shirt now. I could use my sweater. Wouldn't be a bad option either. He's really sticky. Okay, so we got our big old welcome in the middle. Just to kind of give you an idea. This is a sweet sign. So what we could do is we could take like these little guys and stick just a few little leaves in here. I don't know if he's got necessarily the right angle. We could take this guy and stick a few more little leaves. So there's this guy. He's not really helping you. So he has kind of a variegated leaf to him. I have used him before. He is a little hard to see because he's so thin. There's this guy who's kind of more dopey looking. He's not right. What else could we do? We could just stick some plain old everyday leaves in. You know, we could stick some regular little leaves. We could do some more of these guys and kind of just stick with the same. Let's try this guy. We're gonna try one and see if we like it. You know, just stick a couple little leaves coming out. Maybe not. Maybe we should leave well enough alone. Maybe just stick couple little leaves coming out. Alright, we're going to try it down here. We're going to see what we think. Now I'm going to stick a backer sheet underneath him so he doesn't stick to the paste that I don't want it to come off. And I think we need to go a straight color now which I put these greens away already. Let's bring Mr. Green Envy back out, and let's do a straight green envy. Just gonna try this and see what we think of just a few little leaves. Okay. I got my backer sheet is stuck too hard. Okay, there we go. And just stick a little bit of green. We'll try this and see what we think. Maybe too much. Okay, now we're going to pull them off. Do it down there, then we got to do it up here though. Okay, I'm going to show you. So what we did was we added just one little leaf down there. So we could do it down there and then add one up here. Try that. I need to dry this though. Thank you, Verge. See, Verge, you're in my head. I'm gonna dry this. So I didn't use the whole piece. I just used that one little section, and then my backer sheet helped me protect my pretty little flowers. Where did my transfer go? Where did I set it? There it is. I'm losing it. Where's the transfer, people? Alright, so now I'm going to do the same exact thing. I really want to make sure he's dry before I put anything on top of him. Make sure my sticky or my shiny side of my transfer backer sheet is up, and that's what helps me kind of not get every flower. And this time, I don't really want to, I think I just want to do, I guess that's not too far up into the welcome. I'm just going to do 2 of them this time. I'm just going to kind of lay it in here and just do 2. So I put my backer sheet down. It does a couple things. It prevents my transfer from sticking to the paste that's already down. And it also provides a barrier for me so that it doesn't put the paste where I don't want the paste. Because I'm not using the entire transfer. I'm just using 2 little leaves of it. We'll see how this guy goes. Excess off, transfer off. It's okay, except it didn't all the way. I didn't push it hard enough, so my paste didn't go all the way through. And I can continue to do that, but I need to wash it off. So I'm going to need to wash my transfer, so I'm just sticking it in my water bath real quick. So what's happening is my paste is drying to my transfer, so as I'm pushing it through, it's not giving me clean, crisp lines like I like. So you just wash your transfer off. You really should wash it off between each time. I just don't, because I get lazy. Okay, so I have my transfer. He's been in the water. He's all clean. And I'm going to dry him. This is the cheater's way of cleaning them so that you can use them right away. Once they are wet, however, they super sticky. They're uber sticky, like they weren't already sticky enough, right? So I'm just kind of airing him out. As I air him out, he gets stickier. More sticky? Probably better English. We need Jenny. Jenny's my English. Okay, so pulling up the lint right from my sweater because I really don't want him to be sticky. I'm laying him back down right over where he was because I need to go down farther. I need to get more of this guy. So I'm just widening him out. Okay, I'm going to lift him up. I'm going to dry him off, and then I'm going to try one more trick. Now, he's messy because I didn't stick it down hard enough. Enamel is one of the easiest ones to fix because you can just use your fingernail and get it right off. But I need another little leaf kind of going in this direction. Alright, how do I want to get this guy? So you can't go over the flower. So I am just going like so. Let's see if this works. It probably didn't work. We're going to try it though. Okay, that worked. So he's just kind of peeking out. So we could get, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think of these two? Keep them or get rid of them? So now what I need to do, I'm going to do my cheater way of fixing this. It's one of the easiest. Enamels is one of the best surfaces to fix when you have a smudge, which is what I have. I have smudges because I didn't push my transfer down hard enough. And you just flex right off. That's why it's very important, especially for this to go outside, to seal enamel. Alright, so this is what I've got so far for leaves. Too much or should I just get rid of these guys? And then I think we should do fig for welcome. Cover up my paste here. It's gonna be a cute sign. I'm stirring it up. My fig needed water, so I added water, and now I'm stirring it up. And I think we're gonna just do fig right across for welcome. That way it's not, you know, stark black, which is what we were originally gonna do. So let's get our welcome on here while we're thinking about what should we do with leaves. I might like it better without the added leaves. I think so. So you kind of have the two to compare, right? There's no added leaves up here and down here. I like this one. I'm just not so crazy about this one. I don't know. Or maybe we just need to add more leaves. You know, really. Can you ever have enough, right? Okay, so I'm just dabbing my paste down. I'm just going to squeegee right across. My big old welcome. Couldn't be easier. Okay. This guy's really stuck. Yeah. Do not pull this guy diagonally, and I just kind of rock him. Kind of helps him come off because he's really stuck. There we go. Stick him right in my water bath. Okay, so I don't know. I don't mind the leaves. Gonna dry my welcome. This doesn't look anything like the sign I was trying to copy. Isn't that funny? I mean, it's the same general premise of the sign, it just doesn't look anything like it. The other sign's black. Alright, so this is what we've got. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I can't decide. I have to think about it. I may or may not keep the leaves. I may add more leaves on top. It's a super sweet sign though, and it's very cheery and very welcoming, and it would make me want to ring your doorbell, right? It's cute. I will seal it because it's going to go outside. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about the leaves. And this guy is actually a bleed up here, so I need to get this gone. It's very easy. Love enamel. I could create on enamel all day because it just takes it right off. You just have to be careful that you don't actually scratch your enamel. That's all you gotta do. Okay, so this is our maybe just stick him in more. But I'm rambling. I won't keep you guys any later because I'm sorry this video has been far too long. This is my cute little welcome sign. We're kind of having a welcome sign week. We have 2 more to make. Maybe I'll make those on my own. But this is our sweet little welcome sign. This would look okay with white and maroon. I think it's okay color-wise because we went with fig. So I think the fig saved us with the going with maroon. But this is our sweet little welcome sign. Thank you so much for watching me. Thank you for sharing my video. I very much appreciate it. If you would like to see any of these products, you can see them at www.chalkcouture.com/MakeItMaria. That's where you can see everything that we used to make this product, with the exception of the enamel board. Although we have new, oh my gosh, the Odette. Oh, I should have made this on Odette. Oh well. Too late now. We made it on an enamel board. But this is our cute, sweet little welcome sign. So welcome everybody as we're saying goodbye. Thank you so much for watching me and sticking with me as I hammer out the what should I do about these little flowers. I don't know. But thank you. I'll work on it and then I'll post a picture because it's super late and you ladies need to go to bed. And I thank you so much for watching me. We'll be back tomorrow night. Yes, we will be back tomorrow night. Hey, Kathy! Welcome to our chalking party. We made a sweet and adorable little welcome sign. We're trying to decide, Kathy, if we should keep these little leaves or get rid of them. There's none of them on the top. Yeah, I don't know. Oh well, we'll figure it out. Thank you all so much for watching me. Have a lovely evening. You like them, Verge? Yeah, I don't mind them. I don't mind them. We'll see. All right, ladies, have a lovely evening. I'm rambling. Thanks so much for watching me. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow. I love you tomorrow. Have a lovely night. Sleep well, ladies.